I made a lasagna this evening for my neighbours who have just had a baby last week. So
congratulations,
really
Simon's neighbours.
Yeah,
congratulations,
being really kind, and it's something that someone did for us. They dropped some food round and some like nibbles and desserts and stuff when we had our firstborn, and it was like one of the nicest things that anyone could ever do for you when you've just had a baby, because you just don't want to do anything for yourself. You're having to sort baby out and you can't sleep. So now whenever we have friends that have a baby, we either drop a bag of food and drinks around, or we make some like big batch cook for them.
So you made them a bloody lasagna.
A lasagna?
Garfield?
Who doesn't love a lasagna?
No, everyone loves a lasagna.
Do they call the kid Garfield?
Unfortunately not, no. That would be a good segue though.
That would have been awesome.
No.
I'm trying to be funny and I'm really
you can tell. It's going so well. It was a great joke.
Mate.
Well, welcome to Push the Point, everyone.
No!
Damn it.
I really
Stop
think
that.
Damn it. Right, Trip.
Just because I like to introduce the podcast, you know. Like,
yeah,
we're gonna have to have words.
Have to mute you now.
We like a. Well, you can mute me, but I've still got my Audacity recording. So.
Right. So, what are you drinking? Because it sounds like we've been drinking for far too long already.
Yeah, we did actually get some feedback from my wife saying we waffle on way too long. And does anyone actually give a crap about the intro bit? And I was like, probably not.
That's
it's actually the only bit I enjoy
part of the podcast.
Yeah, that's my favourite bit.
It settles us in for the night, doesn't it? It gives us a bit of a base for where we're going. So, Hamish, what are you drinking tonight?
Wow. It was the England game today, and England versus Germany. So I thought I'd buy myself a bottle of Warsteiner because I thought defeat should taste nice.
Defeat should taste good.
Oh yeah. So we've got some Warsteiner. So unlucky Germany. It's only been since 1966 since we've managed to beat you, and we've done it. So we've won the Euros now, apparently. We might as well have. Everyone else is celebrating.
Might as well have. People keep talking about it like that, don't they?
Yeah, I know. So there you go. Warsteiner, I've never had it. So we'll
just waiting for England's capitulation in the next round.
Wait, what are you on, Simon?
We'll leave the wild card till last, but tonight I'm on Brew by Numbers 42, which is a double dry hopped pale ale. No, mate. Bit of controversy with Brewdog. I've stepped away from them for a little bit. Apparently they're not as nice as they think they are to their staff. But let's not get into it. So I'm on a Brew by Numbers pale ale, and it's very drinkable. It's got Citra and Sabro hops.
You're going to lose your sponsorship if we tell them
we're just bitter because Brewdog refused to sponsor the podcast. So
that's it. They're nasty to their staff, i.e. Simon.
Spreading rumours now.
So come on then, big sip Trip.
Right, so
go on, man.
I had a similar thought process to Hamish because we just beat the Germans in the football.
What's he gone for? Grolsch?
Dating the podcast. So I've got a bottle of Heineken lager, which is not German, but it does have.
It's Dutch, isn't it?
It's the Germany bottle.
It's got the German star. Yeah.
See, the Germans are winning really because they just apart from Heineken isn't German, obviously, but they're making loads of money. People going, ha ha, we're going to buy a German beer.
So
I wasn't far off with Grolsch. That's Dutch as well, isn't it?
I wanted the England one, so I bought a 10-pack of Heineken bottles because they've all got different football teams on from the Euros.
They were all German.
I got 4 Poland ones, 4 Scotland ones, and then I didn't get a single England one. So I reckon it's a scam. It's to make you go back and buy more to get an England one.
It sounds like a Flesh and Blood box, doesn't it? Did you not pull the legendary England bottle?
Yeah, I wanted the footsteps, but I ended opening like 4 Valiant Dynamos or something. I don't know who that would happen to, but...
Oh yeah. So
is the German bottle the husk? Because obviously they're just a husk of a team now.
It's so sad. It's so sad. Yeah, I missed that goal. Let's not talk about the football because that's not what we're here for. So.
No.
Yeah, it's not a sporting podcast.
Also,
however,
our German audience would be very disappointed if we.
The German player Muller. The only reason I love watching the Germans play is when they get a corner. And Muller takes the corner, and they always say Muller corner.
That's almost as good as the Garfield joke.
No, it's actually true. They actually say Muller corner, and I'm like, yes, mate. And I've already got yogurts on the brain.
Is your brain made of yogurt? I don't know.
And you have to include that Garfield joke now because I just referred back to it.
He's done him. He's done him.
Oh dear.
Is
your
brain
made of yogurt?
Would you believe, everyone, that we only met for the first time, all three of us in person, this weekend?
I know.
Yeah, there's a photo of it and everything, which I'll probably try and edit onto the YouTube video for the podcast
we do have
right
a photo.
now.
I should put
Lies. You'll
Of
forget
all
about
of us together at Underworld Gaming in Nottingham, where we actually all met in real life. So me
It
and
was
Hamish
an
were
ex-
playing. Simon, you
Yeah.
came along to judge, didn't you?
I did a bit of judging, yeah.
I mean, I was the only one that was actually meant to be there. Like, Tripp,
Yeah.
you weren't meant to be there, and Simon, you weren't meant to be there, and obviously, you just couldn't help yourselves. That's how I like to think of it.
Yeah. I was meant to be going to Manascrew for like a winner box, but it was like the travel was just awful, so I decided to go to the skirmish instead. And I'm really glad I did because it was a good day. Got to meet you guys, got to meet a couple of other people I hadn't met before, which was nice. It's always weird when you hear people's voices and you're just like, oh, I know who you are, but not really. And Simon, you popped over, didn't you, for a couple of hours?
I did, yeah. I couldn't get the time to commit to the whole event, so I ended up judging the Swiss rounds, which were, I would say, very efficiently run, and three rounds of Swiss done in an hour and a half worked really well, and I got to see these two beautiful people. The final memory of which for that day for me was Dan Tripp getting brutalised by Hamish's Rhinar deck.
Oh, I got absolutely destroyed.
And then I had to leave.
And this was my first loss in like a very long period of like I was on a mega winning streak, and then I basically had just used up all my luck and came into Hamish's Rhinar, and he just absolutely obliterated me in one turn, basically.
We
should post up a picture.
You may not be able to see this, but I'm grinning, man, because I was sitting there thinking, man, this guy's getting a little bit too big for his boots. Yeah. I think I need to put this guy down a peg, even though I suck at blitz. But I have to say, pulp him. Really good card.
Ridiculous.
Who would have thought?
It's amazing.
Good card. And
right. Well, and all that is to say, really, thanks to Dibs, who runs Underworld Gaming. Great skirmish on Sunday. It was a great excuse to come and meet these two fine gentlemen. For the rest of the podcast, we've skipped our little schedule bit there, but for the rest of the podcast, Dan and I are going to have a bit of a chat about some of the skirmishes we went to on Saturday. And some of the events we've all been involved in, and then we've got some awesome interviews with some of the guys from FabFest, and Road to Nats is coming up, gents. So I thought we'd finish off just doing a bit of a chat about Classic Constructed, about the buzz around Road to Nationals in the UK at the moment. And Hamish, I know you'd love to talk about the charity event that's just been going on, so maybe we'll get to that bit just at the end. Dan, tell us, how was your sealed skirmish at Darksphere this weekend?
Yeah, it was a good one, actually. I've never been to Darksphere before. It's based in London. I believe they have a shop in Waterloo and a shop in Shepherd's Bush, if anyone's familiar with London. So we went to the one in Shepherd's Bush. It's a huge store. They got a great space down in a basement, but like it's massive. Like there was so much space, and it was really, really good. We were all podded up because of like COVID, but I had Jason Hammertron from Discord on my table, which was very nice. A couple of other players. I think they were a bit newer to the game. And I managed to go 4-0 with a Prism. Just really leaned into the old aura build. Managed to get some good auras in my packs. Didn't get any Majestics, but managed to get rolling with that, and it was a pretty good win. But it was a really good day, and I played 3 events that weekend, so... that was the second one of 3, with the third one being the one in Nottingham that we just talked about. And I played in a Welcome to Wraith Sealed over at Gamers Guild in Surrey the day before. So it was quite a big weekend of flesh and blood, but very enjoyable. He
had some good pulls in that Welcome to Wraith Sealed.
Yeah, that one was pretty nuts. I managed to get a a Heart of Fyendal and a E-Strike in my 6 packs of Welcome to Wraith. So if you want to get some good cards, go to that store. Because they got all the good ones. You know what I'm saying?
I know Dyson on the Discord is really positive about Gamers Guild, and Jackie, who owns and runs the shop, has put on an IRA welcome deck event for us in the past, and someone won a Cold Fall IRA from them. So definitely, if you're in that neck of the woods, definitely go and check it out.
Yeah, she was lovely as well, and it seems like a bit of a community hub kind of thing. There was like loads of role playing groups, and even like some sewing classes and stuff all taking place in the same building, so it had like a bit of a buzz to it. It was very nice. But yeah, getting an E-Strike in a sealed Welcome to Wraith is pretty nuts. And I managed to build myself.
So that's where you got it from.
Yeah, that's where I ended up
from.
I
was sitting there going, where did he pull an E-Strike from? When we were playing our game at Underworlds. All right, there you go. Hey,
yeah, because this was my my sealed only deck. For anyone that's following the Fyendal's Library channel, I'm doing like a only cards that I've opened in packs. I'm building a deck out of it. So obviously an E-Strike was pretty huge for the deck. So, and it was pretty good. I ended up banishing it like every single game I played at Nottingham, but that's just the way it goes. But yeah,
Hamish is currently just drinking foam. Everyone,
yeah, I was like,
poured that really badly.
I don't mean to distract anyone, but the Germans know how to make a frothy Horsteiner or Vostar.
I thought you'd gone for an ice cream there.
Sorry.
But yeah, it's been a good run of games. I've really been enjoying sort of putting Blitz to bed. Really, I love Blitz. Everyone knows I love Blitz, but I'm very much at the point now where I'm very happy to let that kind of end. And we've had a great skirmish season, but I think a lot of people have been a little bit disappointed that we've not seen a particular change in the meta in terms of like the popularity of Ira and Kano, and I think it's time to move on to Classic Constructed, and I'm looking forward to it. And I know you two guys are really big Classic Constructed fans, and I'm on the road to it. So I'm looking forward to.
It brings me great joy to hear. It really does bring me great joy to hear. And it's not like, again, for me, it's not knocking Blitz. I think Blitz has its purpose. I think it's one of the most fantastic formats for a gateway for people to really get into this game. And it like just like we said in the last episode, but you know, CC is it's got depth.
It's the direction that
do you know what I think
in this country. It's good.
I think this will happen in cycles as well. So
yeah, you're probably right there.
Before the UK really got exposed to the game properly was the New Zealand Road to Nationals 2020 series and their nationals, and that was all obviously Classic Constructed, and Dash and Dory turned out to be the big meta choices, with Brute and Katsu as sort of next level down,
and Bravo as well. Bravo.
Yeah, Bravo started the whole thing off, right? But
it was Kale McCreeve, really. Bravo.
But then when Crucible of War came out, there was this big focus on Blitz, and they've had 2 skirmish seasons. But I agree with you, Dan. I think this is now sort of a nice way to finish off the Blitz season and get back into Classic Constructed, or for most people in the UK right now, get into it for the first time. But what a way to do that with the Road to Nationals announcement coming out this week. Before we get that far, I just want to give a bit of a shout out, because like Dan, I played a couple of events this weekend. I travelled all the way from Nottingham up to Gateshead in the northeast of the UK, and I played in a skirmish at Trinity Card Capital, run by a guy called John. What a lovely guy. And had a great little skirmish. He was a bit worried about the restrictions, so he didn't advertise it fully, but we had a great time. Nice 3 rounds of Blitz sealed on a Friday evening, and I played Chain, had a decent deck, and it was just great to meet some of the people that I've been speaking to on the Discord for the last 6 to 8 months. so James of Barham and I travelled up together, and then Eek was there, Craig, and John and Chris from Trinity Card Capital. We've been running events pretty much every Friday since February time. And one of the newer guys, John, he's hyper on the Discord, I think his handle is, drove all the way up from Lincoln as well. So there was a nice little crew there. But the big main event of the whole weekend, and they just surpassed themselves, was FabFest at Living Realms in Castleford.
Yeah.
Now, you may not know where Castleford is. It's in Yorkshire. It's not far from Leeds. But this relatively new store, I think they're not even a year old now, Living Realms, run by Fabio and their organised play manager, Jake, they just blew it out the water. They just did a great job. 30 players, 5 pods of 6, and they ran such a tight ship. Everyone just had a great time.
I mean, I had some of the guys from the Northampton scene head over, and on the way back, I was just getting messages from them saying, like, it was quite epic. It was the whole thing was just like, this has been a real like one of the best events they've kind of been to in a journey of gaming. You know what I mean? Like, and all the other games they've been to, they're like really taken back about I'm really impressed with the store. So
it
was like the culmination of a couple of things, though. Sorry, Dan, and it was like the COVID restrictions haven't quite been relaxed enough yet, and there was a worry the events might not go ahead. We've been in lockdown for 18 months nearly, and 15 months, and people are wanting to get out and get back to some sense of normality. And although this wasn't normal event, there were pods, it just felt so good to be around people with similar interests and excited about the same kinds of things, and to be there in the flesh and blood playing this awesome game. It was great. So we tried something a little bit different on Saturday, and sort of between rounds and between Swiss rounds and Top Cut, I took the opportunity to go and speak with some players, some new players, some seasoned players that have been around the UK scene for a while, just to get some of their thoughts and highlights from the day. And it was humbling, to be honest. It really blew me away. It was just so nice to speak to all of the people that you're just about to hear. Good afternoon, everyone. Simon here. I'm just at FabFest at Living Realms in Castleford. And I'm just here right now with Mike and Ashley, who were part of Pod 5. Gents, how have you done in your 5 rounds of Swiss today?
So I went 4-1. So far so good. Lost my first round against a very good prison player.
And who were you playing?
Can't remember his name.
Ben.
So I know I was playing Chain as a hero. Because I'm playing Chain a lot, kind of understand. Probably had a bit of a better card pool for Bolton, but I haven't played much Bolton, so I lent into Chain because that's kind of where I felt comfortable.
And what about you, Ashley? How have you done today?
Not the best performance, I'm not gonna lie. Drew 2, lost 2, or 1-1. The win was against a bye, so not particularly the best day. But playing Prism, mainly because it was the only mythic card that I pulled out of the entire set, so
nice.
Kind of lent into that a bit. It wasn't the best pulls of the day, but that's what the whole point of a sealed event is, isn't it? So the game's been fantastic though, all great guys in our pod today.
And if you could give us, Ashley, you first, give us your top highlight of the day.
I mean, I just bought myself a pity box at the end of the day and pulled a mask, the Ninja Legendary.
Yeah, lovely card.
I'll probably say that's about the highlight, but to be honest, being here and being out with people again and just being able to actually face-to-face gaming it's fantastic again, isn't it? So awesome. I think that's probably the best part of today.
Thanks very much. What about you, Mike?
I think the first one, it's a bit of a split because I've just had a nice car journey for 2.5 hours with, I'd say, 3 other very good friends, and the first time in 15 months to get out and about with your friends has been fantastic. And then coming down to the Living Realms and seeing what Fabio's done down here is amazing. The story's fantastic. I'm not joking.
It's an incredible day today.
Exactly. I'm not joking. He has just set the benchmark for what a FabFest is.
Awesome.
And I can't. I've had an absolutely brilliant day.
Awesome. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you very
we'll
much,
speak to you soon.
Simon.
Thank you. So I'm just here with Pod 3. I've got George and Barry. Interestingly, George won our competition on the last episode of the podcast, and I'm just going to catch up and see how they've been getting on today. So George, how have you enjoyed today?
Really enjoyed it. I played Bolton, first time I'd ever played Bolton today, so I'm literally learning him over the day.
Absolutely.
I went 1-4. 1-4.
1-4.
That's the second time I've done that today. Yeah, I went 1-4. And the one game that I won, that's probably my highlight, because learning throughout the day to just block, and then take some damage, have Via the Vanguard in your hand with a full hand, and then that's how I managed to take my opponent to 0.
That's definitely a nice pull in a seal pull. Via the Vanguard makes a big difference.
Definitely, yeah. It was my best spread, so that's why I went with Bolton.
Perfect. And Barry, how did you get on today?
I went 3-2. I started out with Bolton. My pulls weren't great. I didn't seem to get anything that I thought was worth playing. I pulled a Via the Vanguard with Bolton, so I went into that and run into the I can't charge, so I can't go. So I had a chat with you afterwards, showed you my chain cards, and you very kindly said, "Why aren't you playing chain? This is how you play it." So I have, and now I'm 3-2.
And give us your highlight for the day.
Highlight of the day, I'm afraid to say it was against George, when I was ahead on life and I pulled 2 Warmongers recitals and a Minnowism and a Overload. So no matter what George was going to do, I was decided to take it to the face. George surprised me with a Via the Vanguard, so I cringed a bit and thought, right, okay, I can still do it. I had 4 Soul Shackles, I drew them, I drew a blue Seeds of Agony, so that was it. It was 1 Arcane and 6 Dominated for the win. So yeah, that was awesome.
Very nice. Well, thank you very much, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day. It's been a great day for FabFest, and we'll speak to you later.
Yeah, it's been brilliant.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. So back here at FabFest with Seb and Ollie from Pod 1, which, disclaimer, was my pod.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, how have you got on today, Seb? What have you been playing?
It didn't start so well because I started playing against like quite talented players, including yourself. So yeah, but eventually it got better and I ended up on 3-2, which I'm happy about.
Fantastic. And you were playing Prism today?
Yes, there was a Prism with a Dirty Luminaris in there. So yes, that did facilitate things.
And Ollie, how have you been getting on today?
Pretty good. Pretty good on my standards. My first ever event, first ever time opening even a booster pack of this game.
Wow.
Yeah, and first time playing Chain as well.
Oh.
So,
I mean... the deep end.
Yeah. So I won 1 game on a technicality, drew 1, and then lost 3.
We had a pretty good one, I feel.
Yeah.
It was pretty close, and I really liked it.
To us, all 3 of my losses I really enjoyed, and, had good games. We got quite close to the wire, including yourself, Simon.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. It was a great game.
Quite proud of it. But, yeah, no, I've had really good fun. So.
Fantastic. And if you were to give us one highlight from the day, Ollie, what have you got?
Just being able to play with other people in real life, you know.
It's been amazing, actually.
Opening first together, that was great.
Yeah. So.
And what about yourself, Seb?
Just being excited with everybody and opening some first edition again that I didn't know was going to happen again, and just enjoying the atmosphere was just super cool.
There's been a super atmosphere today. I think that you've been able to feel the buzz in the room, actually, and as Legendaries and Majestics were opening up, people would shout up. It's been fantastic.
Exactly.
Thanks for coming, guys. Well done today, and hopefully we'll speak to you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Back again with Pod 2. We've got Tom, Chris and Owen. How have you got on today, guys? Tom, what have you been up to?
Yeah, pretty good. I've never played Monarch Heroes before.
Wow.
So it was a bit of a shock to the system.
Bit of a jump,
Yeah, but did quite well. Came 2-3, so I wanted to win 1 game. I did it.
Fantastic.
It's nice to meet loads of other people as well, so...
Amazing.
Yeah, pretty good.
Chris, how'd you get on?
So I opened my packs, was a little bit let down. I didn't really get consistent for any other hero apart from Warrior, and that's one of the only heroes I haven't played. But I managed to get 2 Battlefield Blitzers, and I can't remember the card, but the one that gets reduced by 2 for every time you charge and hits for 7. So
Nice.
that is a Majestic.
With the
And
Bolting
Nourishing
Blade.
Emptiness. That's the one, yeah. So the deck was pretty consistent with some high 6 damage cards, and obviously quite a lot of charge. I think I had 3 red take flight.
Oh,
so I was
the dream.
The dream. Unfortunately, my only loss obviously was to Tom, but where I didn't get any charge cards, and they're all on the bottom of my deck for the last 10 cards. So I lost on cards in deck where he had 1 card and I had none. So yeah, it's been good.
Good. And Owen, how'd you get on?
Yeah, good. My cards, weren't great to be honest, because of anything. I think I just got rares, no Majestics or anything like that. But I did draw 2 red prismatic shields for Prism, so I ended up playing Prism. That was just the deciding factor, really.
And highlight of the day for you?
Just being able to play with lots of different people. I think we've had games down here as well with about 5 people in them and stuff like that. But so many people have come to this.
It's amazing, isn't it? Chris, highlight?
He's probably going to hit me, but Mikey Phantasmed me. I had no 6 damage cards in there. He just chose one of the cards. I think it was a take flight button on the bottom, and I drew a red Stony Wooden Hog and broke the Phantasmaclasm. So that's probably the highlight, as horrible as that is. But yeah, that definitely saved me.
And just before we go on to Tom's highlight, you're obviously recording some of the games today to appear on Towering Titan channel later?
I am, yes. So we managed to get 4 of the games out of the pod in the Swiss. Unfortunately, because of the heat, my batteries are just dying in the camera, so it kind of died in the last game of the pod, but it's now on charge, so hopefully we'll get some good games, and we'll just do the best of what we can.
Look forward to seeing those later. And Tom, your highlight of the day?
No offence to Chris, but beating Chris.
Don't take it, it's all good.
Chris was 3-0 when I versed him,
yeah.
So I was dreading it, but it came down to the literal last 2 cards for myself and 3 cards for Chris.
Yeah.
So it was a good game.
What a great feeling.
Played really well, man.
Alright, thanks very much everyone, and hopefully speak to you soon. Hi everyone, Simon here. I'm just taking a moment after what has been an amazing day at FabFest to catch up with Fabio, owner of Living Realms, and Jake, who's runs all the OP here. First thing, guys, I just want to say thank you for such an awesome day. That has been, I've managed to play 8 rounds today, 5 rounds in a pod, 3 rounds in Top Cut. How's it been for you guys?
Amazing, yeah, thank you for coming.
Yeah, it's been more than we could ever have imagined. It has been amazing to see some people I've only known from online. It's been really good to see such a lively atmosphere in person again after all the restrictions. So it's been really nice to see the amount of smiles on people's faces, and seemingly everyone's enjoyed it. So
we brought everyone together from all around the UK.
Yeah.
In the flesh and blood.
In the flesh and blood, absolutely. No, so again, it's been an amazing day. Just give us a chance to calm down a second, because that's been a busy day. Just tell me, how did you guys get involved in Flesh and Blood as a game store?
Well, this goes back to the first time I saw Flesh and Blood on YouTube. It was Rudy's video.
Okay.
I think everyone knows, most of the people know the channel, Alpha Investments.
Alpha Investments, yeah.
And I just got in love. Got in love. Ordered some boxes from New Zealand, 2019, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, got my Welcome to Raids, and then I ordered some Arcane Rising.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. Yeah, it was a nice experience. And then after we opened the shop, we just said, no, we need Flesh and Blood in the shop.
And how long's the shop been open for now?
Since 31st October last year.
Fantastic. And for those of you who haven't been here today, the shop is incredible. There's a full downstairs play area with loads of space. We've had 36 people in today, and I've not felt crowded once.
That's good.
There's soon to be an upstairs area for play as well.
Same capacity, yeah. It's basically the same floor plan as downstairs, but there's an upstairs space available as well, and that's going to become our Hall of Heroes. It's going to be renovated out, so it's going to be really thematic, really a nice chill, casual atmosphere for people to play. It'll double the capacity of the store as well, so hopefully in the future host many more large events. Yeah.
And Jake, how have you found running organised play with LSS and Flesh and Blood so far?
So obviously with running organised play in general at the store, you end up seeing a lot of different routes and avenues that companies take. LSS have been remarkably quite consistent with their prizing and supportive, responsive to any questions and queries that we have. The prize support's been phenomenal, and honestly, Gem has been the lifesaver specifically today, because if we tried to do all these separate pods without it, then I'd have been pulling my hair out. Yes. But it's been really quite good. It's been a really nice, consistent player base for Flesh and Blood so far. Like I say, we've still had some names and that we've been had on our online events that we'll still sort of see, but hopefully, definitely in the upcoming months and upcoming events, we might see them eventually. But it's been a learning curve, but it's certainly something that is growing and growing, and it's seemingly getting easier. So even though we're getting more and more players, it's getting easier to do. It's feeling more natural. So
because in the last month or so, you've made the transition from online play to obviously in-person play with the relaxation of restrictions. Today, we've had pods of 5 pods of 6, so 30 people around, and then a break before Top Cut. How do you envisage things moving forward? I think it's you've had a big announcement today. Do you want to tell the people on the podcast if they haven't heard already?
Yes. So for those who don't know, we're gonna run the Roads to Nationals, 4th of September. Was really great. We had a meeting with LSS. Was it 2 days ago? 3 days ago? I think so.
2 days ago.
We got given the news, and it's amazing how they're trying to support the United Kingdom, even as a little behind on schedule for the restrictions to lift. But they've been amazing, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, they've been really supportive, and it's definitely something where the amount of support they do give us, it's been really well received.
There's more things to come after Roads to Nationals.
Amazing.
We have one more big one, and then we have another one that is big. So we are not left behind by them. They are doing their best.
For anyone who didn't get a chance to partake in this year's FabFest, there'll be plenty more to come with other big events that Living Realms will be running as well.
So you guys are hoping to be able to hold how many people in the future? Over 2 floors?
64. Yeah. So it will be around 60. We have 64.
That's
max
comfortable,
capacity.
yeah. That's comfortable.
But also we work alongside with the local authorities. So the council has a big space, 150 people sit down, and they provide us that space to run the events.
Interesting. So big events aren't anything to shy away from for you guys.
No, we're shooting for the stars.
Nice.
Yeah. Straight away.
And Jake, we'll come back to you. What was your highlight of today?
Honestly, I think it was when we finished the rounds of Swiss, and we had everybody sat down, they were enjoying the food, the meal, and when we started giving out the prizing, it was that one moment where it was just pure elation. Everyone was loving it. Everyone was having a great time. Yeah. It was what the whole day was building up to, in a sense. I mean, obviously there was a top cut after that, but it was like that was a pure crescendo of everyone was having a great time, and I had a bit of a headache and a migraine before it, but that euphoria in the moment took it away from me, and then it came back afterwards. But definitely in that moment, it was just pure bliss. It was incredible.
You could just feel the atmosphere in the room, couldn't you? It was definitely incredible. And Fabio, what about you? What was your top moment today?
I think it was the picture.
Yeah.
When I realized that was real, when I saw that amount. When I put myself together with you guys, and then suddenly it's like 30 people playing Flesh and Blood, and that's insane.
It's what we've been building up to ever since opening. Absolutely.
It's an instant community, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And I think today, as you said, we brought people around the UK together, and I don't really have words anymore to describe how that felt in the room. Thank you very much, gents. It's been an incredible day.
It's been a pleasure having you.
I'm not too salty that I only came second, but
what was that? You win streak?
Yeah. We won't talk about that. But yeah, thank you very much. I look forward to many more events like this.
Absolutely.
And thank you.
Thank you, Simon.
Thank you.
Well, Simon, what have you got us roped into with this? Apparently, we're sponsored, and. I mean,
I found out about this today.
As sponsors go, it's good to know what you're sponsoring.
So
everyone, we do actually know what we're on about. We're all on this. Yeah.
Sharif Shaban or Shingo on the Discord, who you may remember was the first UK player to 1000 XP, came to me with an idea, or came to me and a few other people to run an idea past us and get something off the ground. And he's been really passionate about this, and just more power to him for going out there and getting it done. On the 17th of July at 6 p.m. British Summer Time, so that what's that, 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, is going to be the first classic constructed gauntlet. It's going to be £5 entry,
cheap, open
to anyone that can make it. For the first few events at least, and in the interest of time, it's going to be capped at 64 players. There'll be 4 rounds of Swiss with a top 4 cut, and it's going to be a great way to get some practice in, some meaningful competitive practice in for Road to Nationals.
That's sick, man.
That
is
sounds great.
Sick.
And it's sponsored by Pressure Point, which is great. And we were a big fan of Shin. So
we knew that. We're going to do so much.
We knew that. Well, there might be some special appearances. We're still in discussions about how our sponsorship will actually fall. But
so will we make any money from this? Have we been promised money?
The event has been no money. This is for the joy of the game.
I'm joking.
But yeah, I just want to say a big shout out to Shingo, because it's not easy organising these kind of things. It takes a lot of time, and especially something international as well, which is what this is. It is an international event. If you're interested, I think Shingo's tried to keep it at a time that is available to as many people as possible. So we'd love to see as many people as possible from all across the world. And it's sponsored by a store. Is that correct, Simon?
Yeah. So the organizer of the event is not just Shingo, but also Trinity Card Capital, who we spoke about earlier. And I suppose I should probably tell you about the prizes, because that's what people are really coming for.
Prizes?
So the joy of the game.
Well, what do we win?
Oh yeah, the first 20 people to sign up will enter a raffle for a Cold Foil Romping Club.
Ooh.
There will be a raffle for all entries for a box of Welcome to Wraith or Arcane Rising Unlimited.
Nice.
The winner will get a whole box of Welcome to Wraith or Arcane Rising Unlimited and a Cold Foil Data Doll.
Nice.
Now this will be on a monthly basis, so this is going to be a once a month event, and there will be Armory XP available, so 3 per win.
Oh wow,
that's some good XP for a big event. You're going to get a lot of XP out of that, so that's pretty sweet. And classic constructed experience is hard to get. Let's face it. Like at the moment, everything seems to be blitz, so I think it's really fitting a niche for the international and especially the Europe crew for Fab, because we're very much blitz based at the moment. So anything that's classic constructed, I feel like you just have to snap it up, because you need that. If you want to reach your nationals, you need to be good at classic constructed. So this is a good opportunity to get to play against some people with some more experience and get better at the game, because it's the only way you're going to get better is bashing your head against the classic constructed wall. Trust me, I know it's not fun, but you have to do it.
It's loads of fun.
It's fun if you
haven't
win.
bashed your head long enough yet.
I've only lightly tapped my head, but I'm getting prepared for a full smashing.
Check out more information on the Discord. There'll be plenty of posts about it in the lead up to the event. You may see some of us playing and some of us casting. This is going to be put on the cast live on the Gauntlet Discord. Gauntlet Twitch stream. So there will be a live stream, and come and say hello. Tell us how we can do a better job with the podcast, and enjoy some CC games.
I don't
Could
know
you
about
be a
that
little
bit,
bit more animated, please? Can you stop drinking?
Can you stop drinking?
No, I don't know. Actually, I think that's generally a request no one asks for. I think actually, the majority of the time, our podcast seems to be based on purely actually fueled and built on by alcohol. So
Buy alcohol for
we wouldn't
alcohol.
be British.
Push the Point podcast 2021.
I mean, if only we knew, would we have... This is the thing. Would we have changed that? Would we have probably had a name that tied into Flesh and Blood that had a bit more of a lean into our drinking habits every time we record? And I think there's only one card would have been a Coax of Commotion, right? I still want to find this fab artist to try and draw us three and some lucky dedicated fans all into a mat with beer in our hands like a Coax of Commotion.
Yeah.
You know,
if you're the artist of Coax of Commotion, get in touch.
Yeah, get in touch and we can sort it out. We're sponsored, like so it's a good deal.
Either that, or we could have a raging onslaught of a hangover.
Oh yeah, that'll be. I did say there was that decapitated one where all of us are on pikes, or like in the demonastery or something.
The drone of brutality.
Yeah, something like that's banned though, right? Well, anyway. Well,
Road to Nationals.
On to now? Is that our final segment of the evening?
I think so, because we've mentioned it a couple of times. We obviously can't wait to get to Road to Nationals, boys. I think we're all looking forward to. What are we up to now? 7 events are coming in the 5 or 6 week period.
No, hang on. I thought it was 5. Dude, was there been like some more
it's definitely more than 5. So we have...
So the season kicks off with Mana Screw on the 8th of August.
Oh, yeah. Damn. Bloody Tripp. Orlando Bloom, the wild card, has brought out his notebook.
We got Road to Nationals Mana Screw on the 8th
this time
August.
He's got the notes.
We now have
We've
announced
got 15th
today...
of Darksphere.
Whoa.
14th of
Whoa,
Bash.
no, Simon.
Bash on the 14th.
This guy's got the notes. Let's get
Tripp.
Tripp. Tripp, lay it down. What we got?
We've got Bash on the 14th.
Orlando's got a binder.
He's got the Lord of the Rings script.
Let's roll it back. So we've got the 8th of August, which is Mana Screw over in Northampton. I believe it might already be sold out.
It is sold out.
We've got Bash in Derby.
Derby.
Can you tell I'm a son?
Derby.
I don't know how to pronounce Derby.
Oh, God.
We got Derby.
We're going to go to Derby? Jesus
Just for the American
Christ.
audience, we're going to Derby. I'm now barred from the Bash.
Don't.
You're not allowed in.
You'll get chairs thrown at you. In Derby.
And then that's on the 14th of August. And we've got Dark Sphere on the 15th of August. We've got Trinity Card Capital on the 21st of August. We've got Geek Retreat in North Holloway, North London on the 28th of August. And we have Living Realms on the 4th of September. And we another recent announcement is that we have Geek Retreat Glasgow on the 5th of September. So we are now up to 7 UK Road to Nationals events, which I have to say, huge kudos to LSS for giving the UK 7 Road to Nationals. Like,
that's
I feel
insane.
like that's a good statement from LSS about... Oh, well, actually, also, a huge kudos to the stores in the UK. They've actually pushed the game, because I guess LSS is actually just rewarding them for promoting the game for a long time. I feel like a lot of those stores have either been with the game for a long time, or like Geek Retreat, who are a big franchise in the UK and are willing to push the game as a newer taking up the game more recently, but are a big franchise. So good for LSS for.
And I know that there are some other stores as well that are really pushing it, but there's only so many, right? But it's great, like you said, it's great.
Yeah, and there's only so many. I mean, at the moment, it's getting to the point where there's only so many weekend days in the month. But when you're up to 7, it's good, because I think a few people were a bit worried that they might not be able to get tickets for some of the events. But now that we're up to 7 events, I feel like.
Oh yeah, you got to be. You can get into 1, right?
There should be something for everyone. I know a few people over in Manchester are a little bit. They don't have a local store for them at the moment, but I mean, hopefully there'll be some places. We want to see this game all throughout the UK. You know, all 3 of us are very passionate about this game and want it to be a big thing in the UK. And the more stores that pick it up, the better. But there's only so much we can do as a podcast.
I know that Manchester does have a store. I know, I'm not going to keep harping on about it, but I know Manchester does have a store. Maybe they just need to pick up Flesh and Blood. So go get poking. See you next year.
Get your bulk
taking
commons
some
and
blitz
rares.
decks and
build your common and rare blitz decks. Take them down to your local store and just say, look, give this to any person that even asks about Flesh and Blood. Just give them this.
Yeah, just say, I know this is a Yu-Gi-Oh night. But I've
You heard
got some
about our
flesh
Lord
and
and
blood for
Saviour,
you.
flesh and
this
blood.
is not. Yeah, this isn't some sort of rude thing. I ain't gonna show you some flesh and blood, baby.
Yeah, I realise when
I've
you
got
say
some.
that out loud.
Do you wanna
Maybe
see
don't.
some
Maybe don't do
flesh
that.
and blood?
Please
Like,
don't.
Nah, I'm alright. Playing
Right,
Yu-Gi-Oh, mate.
this bit's definitely getting cut.
It's not.
I know there's a lot of excitement about Road to Nationals, but I also know that with the details that came out today on prizing for Road to Nationals, there was a bit of a question. So previously, Road to Nationals winners had got a gold foil card and an appearance fee at Nationals, and although the same number of people qualify for Nationals from each event, so the top 4 qualify for Nationals, the gold foil prize has now been removed. You get instead a rainbow foil extended art Fyendal spring tunic, which is, I think, still a pretty awesome prize for first place.
That's an amazing prize.
Well, hang on.
That is
Let's
an
roll
amazing
this back a little bit. Is there right? So everyone's banging on about it not being gold foiled, right? Yeah, I get it. But is there an extended art rainbow foil version out there? Full stop.
No,
so
not yet.
in itself,
it's an exclusive
it's rare.
card. Yeah,
Could be
Yeah,
right.
in itself, it's rare.
But you're also getting tacked on with that a spring tunic playmat if you win.
There you go.
And if
Which
you're
is
in the
huge,
top
which
4,
is absolutely huge. That's
it's
amazing
absolutely huge.
playmat.
And if you're in the top 4, you also instead of those 2 spring tunic prizes, you get a exude confidence mat, which is just going to look incredible, I think.
So Exude Confidence, I think, as someone, I love the art of Exude Confidence. I think the playmat is going to look amazing. I think also, Simon, I think you said this, is that LSS, if they want to maintain the exclusiveness and desirability of the gold foils, which they do need to think about how often those are given out.
Yeah.
And fair play, if in previous years in New Zealand and Australia, they've been given out more regularly, but that was an earlier time for the game, and they
needed to boost publicity, right?
Exactly. And
needed
I'd
to
like
get
to
the
think
word
that this prize for getting to 1,000 XP, for example, is still the gold foil legendary, and that's a huge achievement, and we don't want to take anything away from that too. So I'm pretty happy with this decision. There's also the added benefit of giving away the Fyendal Spring Tunic in particular, is that Fyendal Spring Tunic is a very key card for a lot of decks, and it is incredibly hard to come across. And it's quite expensive for people to pick up. So I'm hoping that this might release a few Fyendal tunics into the market, and may hopefully bring the price down a teeny tiny bit for a few.
No, it won't.
Well, I mean,
You'll only just shoot it up some
I'll
weird
guarantee
way.
that if I won one of those extended art Fyendal Spring Tunics, that the day after I'd be selling my rainbow foil one, because I would want to
use
keep
the card?
Yeah,
Sell it?
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, no, I would 100% use the card.
100%.
Yeah, I'm not about. Yeah, I'd use it, or I'm either going to use it or I'm going to sell it straight away. I'm one or the other, but I would use it because I would want to have that on the table. Any equipment piece, I think. I know a lot of people feel a bit weird about using their gold foils, but I mean,
you can slab it, and it's actually still legal in tournaments.
As long as you're not
because
playing
they've changed the
Leviathan or
rules,
anything,
so
you're all good.
protect
So
it.
I think it's fine. Yeah, I would play it. I would want that on the table because it'd be great. And it would always remind you of your
You
big
want to
win.
flex, don't you? You want to sit there and go.
Well, I think it's a confidence
"It's
thing.
me,
You know, if you're sitting
the
at a
winner."
table and it reminds you that you are good
Won.
that you're actually all right.
It just
you know,
reminds you
that's-
every time
reminds
you put it
you
down on the board.
that you
Well,
won.
yeah, that's why I like using
And
my
it tilts
Katsu map from
your
this-
opponent, right?
Well, that's why I like using my Katsu map from the skirmish I won, because I look at it and I'm like, you know what? You're not shit. Like, you actually won
but
something.
this actually, I'm not going to
Just
go on to this
remember
too
that,
long.
you know,
But
it's
this does roll back into that very first few episodes when we were talking about legendaries, and we were saying you plonk your legendaries on the board, and then you present your deck, and then all of a sudden, it's not just some dude that spent 100 and God knows what on a Fyendal's tunic. This is a first place Road to Nationals winner now. Oh
Yeah.
boy, this is gonna be easy. This guy's gonna womp
then they
your
start
ass.
tilting.
Yeah. No, hey, I tell you what, I'm with you. If I won one, I'd definitely use it for my awesome Bolton deck. Just saying.
That's been a bit of a labour of love for you, hasn't it, Hamish? Your Bolton deck.
Has. I'm only gonna sit around and just gather round, children. Come sit around the charity classic constructed event. I've had a bit of this Warstein now, so it's all kicking in. Look at me pouring it up. Look. Anyway, Bolton's been my little passion project, and it's been doing me fairly well in this awesome charity event that has been run by the Matt Rogers and Nick Butcher from New Zealand, and managed to get 4 wins out of my... sorry, was it 4?
You won
you went 6 and 2, mate.
I went 6 and 2, but I will say that 2 of my games were no shows. Yeah, this guy's got 2. Anyway, shut up. Right, so I got 2.
Just good tournament management, mate. That's all that is. You don't need to
Well,
worry about
I was
that.
prompt. They were not. Anyway,
You
so
can only
I
play
did.
who's put in front of you, mate.
No, I think I won 3 of my Bolton games, and one of the wins was chain. When you had to do so in the first 3 rounds of this charity event, you could play whatever you want, and then after round 3 was done and the beginning of round 4, you had to submit a deck. So I went in and went, you know what? I've been playing chain, so the best thing to do is to play Bolton and have no real. And have an idea, I've been practicing and testing and coming up with ideas, but I just thought, let's see what happens. And I actually just submitted the deck and went with it, and it went gold. It just, when suddenly went, oh, damn, everything works, really, really, really well, really well. So and I came 14th. Who would have thought?
Yeah, which is insane.
Congratulations, man! That's incredible.
Fantastic, because that event was huge, and some of the best players. Well, yeah, the best players in the world.
It was the best players in the world that joined in.
And I think it says a lot. We had a lot of other UK players they're getting getting 6 and 2s, getting 5 and 3s, and I think it's great. It's a good showing for the UK CC scene, and I think also I think the fact that you took a deck that was not meta, right? You know what I mean? Like you built that deck basically from scratch.
It was.
Sorry, I was thinking of that quote from Iron Man.
What was that a quote from Iron Man?
There was. Sorry, I've completely lost it. It's like here's the bit where he's talking about how he built the suit from a bunch of scrap in the desert. Do you remember that line?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you did with that Bolton deck.
That's what I did.
Please,
I lost a lot of games. Thank you for quoting.
Anyway, what I'm saying is, you built that deck from scratch, and you put the work in to actually make it work. Build it and find out what worked and what didn't. And I remember you saying to me, like, you tried basically everything with Bolton, right? Like you tried it with the sabers, you tried it with the axes, you tried it with whatever, and you've come across something that actually works, which is really good. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how the CC meta develops in the UK. Like one of my favorite things about the Blitz scene in the UK was seeing what people were playing, and I think the UK had a really interesting meta where not that many people got onto the Ira train. I think it's fair to say, like me and Simon were, and Eek, who's another big player.
We were in the minority, weren't we? Dorinthia
really
was the big
Ira
hero.
train. And, it was really interesting, and I think we'll see something similar in CC meta in the UK. I don't think we're a meta for the top tier deck. Everyone playing top tier. I think people really like to experiment and try out different things. So I'm looking forward to seeing what decks people bring to the road to nationals. I'm looking forward to seeing what people like homebrew and build themselves.
Spoiler: I'll either be playing Katsu or Chain. Because I like to go wide.
Let me guess, Tripp, you're going to play Chain as well.
Oh yeah, well, I guess. I guess because you know that I bought a Husk yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
but
I'm playing Leviah Husk.
This is the thing, everyone. I really want you to, and this is something that I and generally like. I would say take this away if this is probably the last little bit that we come across right in this segment. If you're gonna go and play Chain, right, don't look at what everyone else is doing, right. Do not look what everyone else is doing. get on that FabDB and come up with what you think is a great idea. Then play it, if you can, on TTS or in your local thing. Then play it. Then lose, and keep losing, right? And then, in the end, you will soon find what is working and what isn't. And the reason I say this, and it's impeccably important why I say this, I mean, this is what happened with me in my Bolton journey, is that you then suddenly know why every single card is in your deck. And this is why I think when if you can net deck and you can figure it out and you've managed to speak to the person or you can get it, then cool. But so many people net deck, right? And when you do, you don't know why they're there. Blitz is different because you can't really do anything about changing it. But when you get presented a 72 card deck, and this happened with me with Reiner, I saw Carol's. Is it Carol? Yeah, it's Carol from Session Blood. He made the Reiner deck, and I took that list, and I thought this is good. But it was a big deck, and I didn't even know what I was meant to take out. I don't know what the core cards were. I didn't know when the defense reactions were meant to be in, when they weren't meant to be in. So I had like a 65, 66 card deck, and it was okay, but I just didn't know what I was meant to do and what I was not meant to do. But this time around when I had Bolton, and I would say I lost about 55 games with him, like in every way I've built him. And now I've made this deck, I know exactly what every card is meant to do, what their function is, what their job is, what card is a block priority, what isn't a block priority, all these sort of things, all the little cards I want to even sideboard in, you know. And if you're going to do chain, I mean, I think he's an easy character to an auto pick move in this CC, you know.
He's not an easy hero to
No,
play,
he's definitely not. But he's strong. Right? If everyone tells you this guy is strong, you're gonna want to gravitate and did it. And I did it. I actually bought all the cards and I did it. And I started playing him and I started realizing, right, I know he's good. I know what he's gonna do. But I think when you get someone so popular, everyone hunts him. Like seriously hunts him. So now everyone's gonna build against him.
You need to, and I completely agree with
but
what
this
you're
is
saying,
what's
Hamish.
great about the meta, right? When people start building against decks and it becomes a rock, paper, scissors contest of who beats who and who's more prevalent and how you can beat this person, but that makes you weak to this person.
Yeah.
I love those interactions.
Yeah.
Seriously, someone come up with Dash. Someone come up with Azalea. Like, seriously, someone even come up with Reiner. Someone even try and push Dorinthia, and I hate her. Push her. Let's figure this out, because so far all I see is Bravo, Prism, Chain, Bolton's even showing up in there, Katsu. I mean, these are the 5 guys I'm thinking is going to be a very popular pick. Look at everyone else. They might have a little thing that no one even expects, and I think that's what I did. I did well in the charity event, because every single player I played up against went, "Oh, Bolton. Okay, I haven't really played up against Bolton. I don't actually know what I want to do against you," and that was so advantageous. Like, it was such an advantage for me.
Yeah.
And
because no one knew really what I was going to do.
I just want to go back quickly to what you were saying, Hamish. No, it's about what you were saying and about net decking. And I would honestly say, like, this is a bit of a prediction, but I don't think you can top a Road to Nationals with a net deck. If you go to a CC, and fair enough, if you top a Road to Nationals with a deck that you picked up off the internet, maybe you just played it, you didn't change it up at all, come and tell me, and I'll admit that I'm wrong. But I don't think you can do it, because I think
you probably could if you
had
a ton of practice and you understood every card, right?
But that's
so this is it.
I don't think the classic constructed format is a net deck format because of the side deck. You need to talk to the person that built that deck, and you need to know what the side decking is, which is what you were saying, Hamish. Is like it's almost incredibly well designed to destroy that kind of net deck thing, because I've watched people on Twitch streams who are literally just picking up decks and they're just putting every single card in the deck because they don't know how to side deck, and it's like, if you can't do that. You need to know what your side deck options are. You need to know which heroes you're side decking against. You need to think about all these things. It's so different to Blitz, where you put the deck, you just pick the deck up, you put it down, and that's what you're playing. There's nothing you can do about it. And I think it's really good that it does counter that net decking, and I don't think you can be successful with a net deck. You need to really think about your matchups in a really strategic way.
Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate. I absolutely think you can be competitive with a net deck, but you just need reps.
Yeah,
if you're going to do it,
I was going to say you can do it if you had reps, because the reps gives you the understanding. But if you just showed up and went on the night and went,
that's what I'm saying.
All right, okay, fair enough. Then I believe I 100% think you're true.
Which is the contrast with Blitz, because honestly, I think you could go on Fab TCG right now. You could pick the top cut in Ira deck, take it to your skirmish, and you could top cut that skirmish with that deck.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But
and that's what I'm looking forward to in CC, is a much more strategic experience where that is not a factor. I want to see. I don't think you can do that. I completely agree with what you guys are saying about reps. That's fair. You can learn the deck, but in Blitz, I think you can just pick up a deck and win. Like I've literally seen it. People being like, someone sent me a deck list. They send them a deck list and they top cut.
Yeah.
So last thought on this topic. There was one person in the top 10 in the charity event that went 6-2 with Ranger.
I played him. Oh, Wesley.
And how did that go?
I lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played Chain, and just as a God, it would be really embarrassing. But I don't care. I'll say it. I had a chat with him afterwards, and he has agreed that he will come on to our podcast to have and I'll give him a little interview, and he's going to break down his thoughts on Ranger throughout that event, and maybe he can give us a good idea about how he may fit into the big thing. But this dude has been playing Ranger think Kel McCreef with Bravo, despite the odds. I will play this hero no matter what. So this dude is the epitome of my point earlier of saying he knows every card and he knows every reason why he wants to do it, and he will play, and he knows when to play it, when to block, all that sort of jazz. And when I played him, it was so evident. And another thing everyone needs to kind of put a little point on as well is that Azalea and Bravo are the only heroes in the game that has attack action cards that negatively affect your opponent on hit effects. Now, loads of heroes have effects that if they do something, it does something. But most of the does something positively affects you as the person playing it. So draw a card, do this, gain a health, whatever. But Bravo and Azalea are the only ones that turn around and go, I do something to you. So not only is it just getting plus damage, which is annoying, I actually do something to you, like discarding cards or make things harder, or you only got one action, all this stuff. And it's actually more annoying as an attack than it is just, oh God, I'm going to take a load of damage. Like Dorinthus is going to hit me for a load of damage. But it's just a load of damage, nothing else. But a crippling crush, that's 11 damage and discard 2 random cards. Ew, that's terrible. And Azalea is also the only hero that does that as well, with Red in the Ledger. You can only play one action. Remorseless, every time you take an action, you're going to keep losing health. Sleep Dart, you have no hero text. So stuff like that is a complete pain in the ass against Chain. He doesn't want you to affect him. He wants you to not affect him. He wants to go again all day.
He wants to use his health as a resource.
Are you on the Azalea train now?
No, I don't think. No, let's be very clear here. Right? I think she's a hunter. She's a hunter. So this is another thing maybe to take away from as well. There are certain heroes in this game that are hunting popular heroes. They're not consistent overall, but they just do very, very, very well against popular, strong heroes. So back in the day, Kano was actually an extremely good call against Dorinthia, but utterly terrible against most of the others. So if you're brave enough and your matchups are great, you can slaughter Dorinthia if you play Kano, and yeah, I think Azalea's in that boat where she'll hunt Chain like really badly, but if you play up against Bravo, I think you're screwed, like massively screwed, because Bravo will just go, I don't care, I'll kill you. So if you want to do that, that's the thing. So that's another thing to sort of keep an eye out for in Classic Constructed as well. Do you want to play a deck that hunts down popular UK heroes? Like, you know, UK players will play a lot of Chain. We've got 2 here. So...
Oh, he's playing Katsu, mate.
Right.
Playing Katsu.
Hunter
At the moment,
hunted.
the UK meta seems to be almost entirely Bravo, but...
do you think?
Well, based on the recent events that have been going on. But
I do know that there is a Bravo player in Northampton as well, and my brother does play Bravo, but he's also going to play Chain, so who knows? I think Prism's going to be a really popular choice as well.
Well, so like we're going to finish
rambling
on this
now.
point.
Yeah, let's wrap it
We're going to
up.
finish on this point. The first proper UK Classic Constructed event is going to be at Boards and Sword Hobbies on the 24th of July. So
that's the gauntlet.
4 weeks away. In-person event. We will get the gauntlet on the 17th, and I think that will give us some idea.
Oh, sorry,
we'll have the
that's
in-person.
not the gauntlet. There is a gauntlet.
Yeah, we'll have that's going to be webcam, and then we'll have the in-person at Boards and Sword Hobbies in Derby, Dan. Derby, not Derby.
Derby.
Please,
and
please
and I'm just going to leave you on that thought. Thanks very much, everyone.
Oh.
See you next time.
Oh, are we going?
We're
I
going.
don't know. I thought we'd try.
Give it a go. Right. Bye.
See you at the next Road to Nationals.
Yeah, see you at Road to Nationals.
Bye.